a dark chocolate cherry loaf cake. So I'm using a box of dark chocolate cake mix, and I added 2 eggs, and next comes some melted butter and milk, and it's that simple so far. I mean, I am so in love with cake mix based cakes. I've been making them more and more, and they kind of went out of style for a while when everybody kind of thought that they had to make every single cake from scratch, but they are back with a vengeance. I just think they're brilliant because you can use them as the base and then add in a bunch of, you know, candies or chocolates. You can add different flavorings to the cake mix, and you can just have fun with them. And that's what baking cake is all about anyway. All right, so I got the batter stirred together, and for my add-in, I'm gonna add in some dark chocolate chips. Gosh, I am struggling today. I'm all fizzy with love over your dad, Alex.
Oh gosh.
So I'm using a regular loaf pan, and I lined it with parchment and sprayed the parchment with baking spray. So I'm gonna get the cake batter into the pan, and the parchment is just hanging over the sides, and that's gonna help me get the cake out after it bakes. So nice little trick. Anytime you wanna seamlessly get a cake out, you can just create like an overhang with the parchment. All right, spread it into a layer so it's all even on top. And then let's get this in the oven. Love it in the oven. That's right, Alex. Thanks for getting with the program today. So I'm gonna bake the cake at 350 degrees for about 40 to 45 minutes, and then I'll take it out, let it cool, and make the cherry icing. All right, the cake is baked and cooled, and I'm gonna make a bright pink icing just because it's a special occasion. This is a dinner for my sweetheart. And speaking of which, I cannot imagine making any sort of meal for Lad where dessert is not some form of chocolate. Chocolate and love, they go together. I should have a t-shirt that says that. So I'm making the frosting, and it's basically powdered sugar, a couple of big spoonfuls of cherry preserves, and then I also added about 5 drops of red food coloring, and I'm gonna give it a stir and see how pink it is. And I can always add more if I need to. I want this to be pretty thick, but also pourable, so I can just kind of drizzle it onto the cake. And looks like I'm gonna need just a little bit more milk just to thin it out. But I love this frosting because it has cherry preserves in it, but it's not like a really strong cherry flavor. Sometimes when you try to make something too cherry flavored, it can wind up tasting like cough medicine, I think. So I try just to add subtle hints of cherry, and I love how kind of sweet and tart the cherry preserves are. Okay, that is coming together well, and this is a chunky cherry preserve, so you can see the chunks of cherry in the frosting. Really, really good. Okay, I think this is a good consistency. We'll see if it's too thin or not. I doubt it. Oop. All right, so I'm gonna drizzle this over the top. Emphasis on over the top.
Wow.
Fill that well in the center there.
That's pretty.
Yeah, it is pretty, isn't it? And so simple, this cake. I mean, that took nothing at all to pull together. It just took a little time to bake the cake and let it cool. You definitely want the cake to cool, because if you don't, you will wind up with, you know, icing that goes everywhere. Did that make sense? How does that look?
It looks pretty.
Okay, and then just to adorn the top, since this is a special occasion after all, this dinner is for Lad Drummond. I haven't actually determined whether he's going to be at dinner because I don't know where he is today. He's out on the ranch, working the land, but I'll have dinner all ready for him whenever he does show up. So on top, I'm doing mini chocolate chips just to drive home that chocolate point. But look at these. I found these cute little bright red. They're basically like vanilla chips, but they're red colored. But aren't they cute?
So cute.
This is such a special looking dessert, and really didn't take that much effort. That is my kind of bacon right there. Cute.